welcome to another edition of the Suburban Driving with Miranda. Nope, not standing outside, way too cold for me this week. Welcome to the 2021 Lexus IS300 all-wheel drive. Let's see if it lives up to the hype. This week I have had the 2021 Lexus IS300 all-wheel drive. Now this is what Lexus has deemed and calls its all-new, totally revamped IS. I don't know if anyone has seen the commercials, but they're very dramatic, and you know, you're waiting for that moment, you're waiting for that experience, you're waiting for that excitement, wait to know more. Everything is here in the IS. They have a very good marketing crew, apparently. I got excited about it watching the commercials. I was waiting for that moment, waiting for that excitement. And if I'm honest, haven't quite felt it this week. I have the 300 all-wheel drive, so there is a rear-wheel drive version. This is not it. So because I have the all-wheel drive, I also have the larger engine, so it's a 3.5 liter V6, good for 260 horsepower. If you get the rear-wheel drive, you get a 2.5 turbo that is about 241 horsepower, I think, and you also get more gears with the rear-wheel drive, so you get the 8-speed automatic, whereas in this one I have a 6-speed. What kind of difference does that make to the drive itself? Having not driven the rear-wheel drive back-to-back with this one, I'm not quite sure, but driving this one, I guess I wanted it to be a little bit more exciting. Maybe I should have known better. It has a pleasant sound. It's got a nice, it sounds like a V6. It's comfortable. While you saw just before, it does have a bit of a sporty suspension. I can change up my modes from eco to normal to sport. I also have a snow mode, which kind of dulls the throttle response and makes it a bit more sure-footed. Steering is heavy in a good way. I like that it feels kind of very connected to the car. The vehicle itself also feels very heavy. I'm sure that has something to do with the all-wheel drive. I don't know, I'm just driving it normally. I feel like I could be in a Camry. It's not terrible to say, but they've touted this as like the next generation of luxury performance. And I don't doubt the whole luxury side of it, because this is a very comfortable car to drive, very comfortable to sit in. We'll get to the interior afterwards. There's only one bit of the interior that I cannot believe they still have it in here. You'd think after all these years they would have ditched it, but apparently not. But everything about this is very luxurious, so they got that part right. Now, this, truth be told, I have not taken it on a track, obviously, and I'm driving in winter conditions. It snowed quite a bit. It's been consistently below like -20 right now, so you are also going to see a dirty outside of the car because I can't really wash it right now for fear that the door handles will freeze shut. So yeah, you're gonna see, which actually, you know what, you're gonna see when you look at the outside of the car, that the dirt actually shows the shapes and angles of the car quite nicely, so it's not a bad thing that it's there. Yeah, I mean, I racked my brain on how to properly describe this car, because it's not bad. I like it. I do. I like it a lot. I think it's just, they hyped it up a lot, this latest generation, into being like this brand new thing and so different, and check us out, and the IS is all changed and grown up and gone through all these personality clinics and whatever. And then I got behind the wheel and I was like, oh yeah, okay, it's an IS. So let's talk about this interior for a second. So here I am inside the 2021 Lexus IS300 all-wheel drive. First of all, plus points, this red leather, black interior, red, black, gray. Super nice combo, really love it. Excellent, comfortable seats. Good sized, chunky steering wheel that's also heated. And heated seats, super bonus, especially this week. I love the really large screen up here, and bonus, this is a touch screen. So now here's where I get a bit confused. one of the worst products in the entire automotive market is this Lexus touchpad that they have had for years. So it's still down here, sadly. But you don't have to use it, like, ever, because everything's accessible here on your screen or on your buttons on your steering wheel. So I think it's like somebody just hanging on to some, I don't know, historical bit of every Lexus, or maybe it's the guy that came up with it, the engineer who came up with this trackpad, and you just can't let go of the idea. But it's still here, sadly. They no longer have the mirror in their IS, which is funny. They used to have a little pop-up mirror. Never really understood the process for that either, or the reason for it. So that's there, but you can use the screen. Really nice, comfortable armrest. Not a huge amount of storage space, but I have USB ports. And I love super modern cars that have an analog clock set up here in the dash. I mean, obviously you have your digital time and you've got your phone, you have CarPlay, but I don't know, it's a really nice, classy touch to have that analog clock there. I like it. And it's just, yeah, it's not a huge space. You know, this isn't a really big car. The roofline is pretty low. I do have a sunroof up here, so if I open that up, at least I feel it's a little bit airier. The back seat can be roomy if you move the front seat forward. If you have a passenger who's slightly tall, that back seat passenger is going to lose a lot of legroom. Decent sized trunk, lots of visibility. I don't have very many blind spots in here. And the mirrors, again, are set back a little bit. I have a nice wide open space here, so I don't have a blind spot. It's all around a good place to be. And as they touted it, it is luxurious. It's nice. The materials are nice. They're soft touch, padded, and the red stitching against the black, again, it's really a nice touch. And the red and black actually give it that performance feel more than luxury. But yeah, it's pretty standard Lexus fare here. They haven't really changed anything. The HVAC's system in the middle here, everything's very accessible, very easy to use. I have buttons, it's not all touch screen and sensors, which is nice. So yeah, no, it's a good, I like it. This I wasn't disappointed with. In the interior of the Lexus, I get it and said, oh yes, no, this is what I expected and what I wanted to be in, so. Actually, one of the coolest features about the interior, or inside here in the Lexus IS300, is the Mark Levinson stereo system. Now, it's really hard to portray it or tell you what it's like or show you what it's like or let you listen to what it's like over video like this, but trust me when I say it's probably one of the best sound systems I've ever experienced in a car. They actually provided us with a USB of a special recording so we could properly hear how the system works, and it really is sitting in your own personal home theater. It's pretty incredible. And let me tell you, it kind of adds an extra dynamic to the drive for sure. Doesn't up the performance, doesn't do anything to the power, doesn't do anything to the handling, but it definitely puts you in that moment. So for all of their marketing jargon, in that sense, with the Mark Levinson stereo, they really do put you in that moment of whatever the music is that you listen to, or talk radio, or it puts you inside the music, inside the sound, and in that moment. Super cool. So for sure we can say that the overall look of the Lexus IS since they introduced that spindle grille has been hugely polarizing. So you either love it or you hate it. I am on the side of loving it, though I don't love it with an Ontario plate in the middle of it, but there it is. I can't really do much about it, and we need to have a front plate, well, at least in Ontario. I don't know where I am, but it comes equipped with one, and I leave it as it is. However, if you can look beyond the ugly front plate, you will see that the spindle grille has widened out just a little bit. It's become a little bit more aggressive, if you can believe that, from the previous generation. And I feel like the car just gained some muscle. Like it really took some time in the gym, did some heavy squats, did some heavy lifting, really worked on its shoulders and its back, and really gained some definition. You know, the Lexus IS was always a sportier looking sedan, but the designers have managed to add that little bit of definition to this vehicle just where it needed it. I really like the rear haunches on this, just behind the passenger door. They flare out a little bit. Of course, you can see it a lot more now because it's dirty. And the rear end, they've made an adjustment to the rear lights. And if they mimic the front lights in their angular smallness, but again, it's made it more aggressive. It's made it more mean looking, but not in a bad way, in a way that makes you take notice and makes you turn your head. And when you walk away from this car, you want to turn around and you want to look at it again. Now, I don't know that the silver color of this particular IS does it any justice, but I can imagine it in a red or a deep blue or even a black, and you would just, all of those new design elements would just stick out that much more. All right, guys, well, that's been it for me in the 2021 Lexus IS300 all-wheel drive. Thanks so much for checking out this week's episode. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up at Miss Miranda L on Twitter or Instagram, Miranda Lightstone on Facebook.com, or you can drop a comment below here or on YouTube. Hope to see you guys back next week. Stay warm.